back to That Dad Guy. It's October the 15th, 2023. Today I've got some postcards to write. I've got 5 officials that I can send out for postcrossing.com. If you're unfamiliar with the hobby of postcrossing, you should go check out postcrossing.com. It is a way of sending postcards and messages and designs and artistic abilities around the world, and it's a lot of fun. You start off by sending 5 cards only. So once those 5 cards reach their destination, one at a time as they get registered, you'll be allowed to get cards in return. And then it just becomes a continuous cycle. As you send cards off, cards will come to your mailbox. I've been doing it at this point for about 2.5 years. I've sent almost 500 cards, received 500 cards. I've started up great relationships with people and done direct swaps, which I've done about 1,500 cards on those. So of the 2,000 cards I've sent and received over the last 2.5 years, it's been amazing. You learn all sorts of things about different places in the countries, different hobbies, different activities that people have. It's just a great hobby, and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you the cards that I've selected to go out for not only my direct swaps, but the official ones that I'm sending as well. So here we go. The first card that I have going out is going to, this is fantastic, it's going to within Canada, it's going to Ontario, and I don't get many official postcards that stay within my own country. I don't know about you, but when you do post crossing, if you are an avid post crosser, do you get addresses within your own country often? All right, this lady lives in the city of Toronto, which is the largest city in Canada. She currently works in a stationery shop and a cookie shop. She's pursuing a career in early childhood education. She has too many passions and hobbies, which include crocheting, knitting, baking, reading. She loves to read romance and thrillers as their favorite genres. She likes watching movies. Her specialty hobby is picking up as many hobbies as she can. At the moment, she really enjoys film photography and making miniatures. She's a lover of music and art, also enjoys listening to all types of music and going to concerts. She's dabbled in a couple instruments like the piano, guitar, and trumpet. She likes to collect stationery, mostly rubber stamps, stickers, and fountain pens, and now postcards. Since starting post crossing, she's learned to appreciate cool stamp designs. Postcard-related postcards and stamps are appreciated. Some things that she does like to receive are risographs, watercolors, screen print designs, strawberries, pineapple, mango, floral and plants, food and recipes, funny, funky and punny cards, cool pattern cards and arts, neon, bright colors. This one I don't know. Senrio, Miffy, Mimsky, and Sonny Angel. Never heard of any of those things. So if you know about them, leave them in the comments. Thanks for taking the time to read about me. I hope you have a fantastic day. I love postcards, but mostly appreciate the words that you write on them. I look forward to reading about whatever you want to write. Postcard prompts: write something that you recently bought or brings joy. What are you listening to or reading right now? And favorite places to shop in your city. Okay, she said food and recipe cards. So I am sending this one here, poutine à trous. It's more of a East Coast Acadian dish. So I thought maybe she'd like it. I don't know if she's ever traveled to the East Coast of Canada. All right, the next card is going to France. I don't get a lot of French cards either, or French addresses to send to, so I'm happy to have this one. He says that he is a French artist, practices painting, photography, sketching, calligraphy, mail arts, and he collects stamps. He lives in Normandy, close to Paris, loves to travel everywhere to draw landscapes and cities, prefers his postcards in envelopes with nice stamps. Well, I've selected this meetup card from last year of New Brunswick just because of the one, its location. It's local. It is the flower pots, or the rocks as we have them here, and it is a place that artists love. They would sit on the beach, they paint it, they draw it, they sketch it. You can find it in all sorts of shops here, different artistic renderings of it, so I thought maybe he would appreciate that. The next card is going to Germany, and she lives in Berlin, but her hometown is Dresden. She loves, which she loves a lot as well, but thinks that Berlin is somehow a little cooler. I've been to both Dresden and Berlin, both fantastic cities, lots of history in both of them. The idea of writing postcards to all over the world is inspiring. Checking the mailbox is part of her daily routine and still gets excited every day. She's in love with the following things, even though we love every card you will send. She likes cards with hippos, post-crossing meetup cards, cards with lots of things on it, paper sisters, season cards, red telephone stations in Great Britain, amusement parks. Still no idea? Send me one of the most unlikely cards you have in your stash. Tell me about your lifestyle. Do you enjoy it? How do you gain your money? Let me know how you met your husband, wife, boy, or girlfriend. I'm romantically minded and love to hear your story. And how about your favorite song or book? I'm always looking for a new book to read. Take care of yourself and be sure that I will love the card you send me regardless. So, Louisa, you said you like meetup cards. I'm sending you this meetup card from last year. It doesn't have everyone's stamp on it who attended, because that gives me a chance to write you a bit of a story on the back, which you said you wanted. So that's what I decided to do instead of sending you a meetup card that that has everybody's attendance stamps on it. All right, the next card is going to Maryland in the United States, and she says she enjoys, or he says he enjoys making more. Let's start this again. He says he enjoys making more mail fun for family and friends by sending postcards with a variety of old stamps. All told, he sends about 80 cards a month, and that's excluding postcrossing. Wow, he does a lot of direct swaps. He says, don't be afraid to send me that unusual or weird one from your collection. For one view of Baltimore, and then he shows you an address you can go to see things from Baltimore. And then he puts this quote in there. He says, a note from 1894 prominent London journalist James Douglas. He wrote, like all great inventions, the picture postcard has wrought a silent revolution in our habits. It has secretly delivered us from the toil of letter writing. There are men still living who can recall the days when it was considered necessary, even delightful, to write letters to one's friends. Those were times of leisure. Happily, the picture postcard has relieved the modern author from this slavery. He can now use all his ink in the sacred task of adding volumes to the noble collection in the British Museum. Formerly, when a man went abroad, he was forced to tear himself from the scenery in order to write laborious descriptions of it to his friends at home. Now he merely buys a picture postcard of each station, scribbles on it a few words in pencil, and posts it. This enhances the pleasure of travel. Many a man in the I don't know what this one could not face the terrors of the Grand Tour, for he knew that he would be obliged to spend most of his time in describing what he saw or ought to have seen. The picture postcard enables the most indolent man to explore the wilds of Switzerland and Margate without perturbation. Happy postcrossing. So there are some very fine words from an orator from 1894. I don't think I can do it as justice in the writings that I add to my picture postcards, but he asked for the most unusual one, and I thought maybe I would go in. And same with the last person that I had, she asked for an unusual card too, as one of her stipulations. And sometimes those ones are fun because you can get rid of that card. You really don't know who you're going to send it to. So that's perfect. But I wanted to send him something that was a little bit of an experience here in Moncton. Some of the murals. Yes, the image in this particular one may be a little unusual too, so that works out well. You've got the title boar coming in there on the bottom. So because of what he wrote in the quote, I thought maybe this would be a better one. It gives a little bit of my area, and then I don't really have to explain it a lot. He can take from it what he will in that. All right. The last official card I have is going to Taiwan. And she says that she loves to know new friends from around the world. Doesn't want to talk politics, just make new friends. Loves to explore new things and travel new places. Though I can't travel to all around the world, I hope I can get to know more about each other and different cultures from postcrossing. Any postcard, but prefer pictures with your hometown or your country flag. Postcards that I like: Disney or animation characters, Harry Potter, movie stars, galaxy, country where you're from or its flags, and music. She loves the piano. No advertisement cards, or no advertisement cards. Sorry. If you don't mind, please attach a small piece of your bus ticket or a small piece about your hometown. If you're free, you would use your language to write a sentence or anything that describes your hometown or explains it, please. And I'd really like to know more about you and your hometown. She really wants to know about this hometown. Thank you for writing to me. P.S. If you want to reply your postcard as well, please write down your address and I will mail a postcard back to you. Well, that's kind of nice. Well, she mentions hometown and she mentions flags quite often. So I'm sending the flag of New Brunswick. She may not get this one. She might have a Canadian flag in her collection, but maybe doesn't have a flag of my province. So that's what I thought I would send. And there's an image of it on the back as well where I'll be writing. So those are the 5 official cards that are going off this week. If you've made it this far, make sure you're subscribed, like, and leave positive comments. Share with your friends. Let's get this channel growing quickly. All right, let me show you some of the direct swaps that I'm sending this week. There is a bit of a theme going out as it is October the 15th. First of all, we're going to send this one here. This is Riverside, Albert. It has a beautiful mountain area. Right now, the colors are just amazing with the trees, but it's got some historical things with the covered bridges, the old Bank of New Brunswick, lighthouse, the old consolidated school. So one half is where the girls went, the other half is where the men went, or the boys. So it's an interesting card. Great place to visit. All right, I said that these cards are going to kind of have a bit of a theme going on. Well, because it's October the 15th, I want to start sending some of these cards now so they reach places in time. So this one is a little bit creepy. It's actually a Doctor Who card, but it does remind me of the costumes that we're going to start seeing around Halloween. People are starting to decorate their houses now. We are seeing all sorts of ghoulish things show up. People have ghosts and skeletons and witches and all sorts. So we are sending out, or I am sending out, some cards that might fit the occasion for upcoming Halloween. This is the Silence from Doctor Who. Or maybe we've got some skeletons. This actually is cover art from Dungeons and Dragons if you're a role-playing person. The skull and the swords. Most of the time you would, if you sent this in January or February, it would be an odd card to receive. But I think it's very fitting that we're sending cards like this around Halloween. So the spooky in that. I've set out, I think it was last year, I put an Instagram post of how I decorate my house. I probably will do something similar again this year, or maybe even do it live. I don't know. But so I'm going to send out some cards that are more Halloween oriented. This one is not so gruesome, but it is still part of the season. You can see all the pumpkins. Pumpkins, you can go pumpkin picking now in front of all of our grocery stores. There are big containers filled with pumpkins that you can buy to start carving out your jack-o'-lantern to put in front of your house on your doorstep. If you put it out too early, though, sometimes neighborhood kids come and smash them. It's not a good thing, but teenagers will be teenagers. Not an excuse for them, but it just means you got to be cautious. Put out your pumpkins, or put them out and then bring them in when you know, you're going to bed or something, so nothing happens to them. This one here, this is actually a wedding scene, if you can believe it. That's what it says. A little bit spooky. Those of you who like dragons and knights. This card. A little bit of the fantasy realm too, because all the costumes you see at Halloween cover a variety of things, from people dressed up as football players and princesses, and probably this year it's going to be Barbies and Kens because of the success of the movie, to, you know, you're weird and wacky from TV shows and movies. But there's always a few vampires that show up too on Halloween. Or maybe you're stuck in a lab and you're trying to get the right potion. I really like this one because it does have so many different things that could be decorated with in your house. Not Halloween. We've got a polo card going out. There are still some people that are requesting the polo card. So if you haven't got one yet, you still want one for your collection, I got about 30 left. So of the 100 that I've got, 70 have gone out, but there are still about 30 of those cards to go. So if you want one, send me a message and we'll do a swap. But there are a few of those going out. And then this one here, not Halloween-ish, but could be. Maybe you want to dress up as your favorite new royal, But here is King Charles and Queen Camilla. So there are a few of those cards going out. Well, as you know, I got things I got to write next, so my day will be busy, but I want to make sure I get this out to you guys and enjoy Postcrossing. If you're not a Postcrosser yet, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. If you like hearing from places around the world, if you're a stamp collector, you want to get stamps from around the world, yeah, it's a fantastic hobby, and I'm going to continue to promote it. You can tune in on Fridays and see the postcards that I receive from around the world, and on Sundays, the postcards that I send. And then other than that, I do all sorts of different other things through the week. Anyways, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?